Hey there. Have you ever woken up in the morning, stepped out of bed, and felt that little twinge in your knees that makes you pause for a second? Maybe it's not even a big pain, just a stiffness that slows you down as you head to the kitchen for your coffee. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we get older, our knees can start to feel like they're not quite as cooperative as they used to be. But here's the good news, you don't have to just accept it. There are simple, gentle movements you can do right at home that can keep your knee joints feeling strong, flexible, and ready to carry you through the day. Today, I want to share 5 easy movements that can make a real difference for your knees, especially if you're 60 or older. These aren't complicated exercises that leave you exhausted or require fancy equipment. They're practical, doable, and designed to fit into your life, no matter how busy you are. Think of it like giving your knees a little thank you for all the years they've supported you. Whether you're chasing grandkids, tending to your garden, or just enjoying a walk around the neighborhood, keeping your knees healthy can help you stay active and independent. So, grab a comfy chair or find a spot where you can stand for a bit, and let's dive into the first movement together. Imagine you're sitting down to enjoy your favorite show, but instead of just sinking into the couch, you turn it into a chance to help your knees. That's where our first movement comes in. It's called the seated leg lift. All you need is a chair, and you're ready to go. Sit up nice and straight, with your feet flat on the floor about hip width apart. Now, slowly straighten one leg out in front of you, keeping it as straight as you can without locking your knee. Hold it there for a couple of seconds, maybe count to 3 in your head, then gently lower it back down. That's it. You can do this 10 or 12 times on one leg, then switch to the other. If you're feeling good, try doing 2 sets on each side. What's so great about this? Well, it strengthens the muscles around your knee, like the ones in your thigh, that help support the joint. When those muscles are stronger, your knees don't have to work as hard to keep you moving. I know a friend who started doing this while watching the evening news, and she swears it's made getting up from her chair feel so much easier. It's like a little secret weapon you can use anytime you're sitting down. And the best part? You don't even have to break a sweat. Now, let's take it a step further with something you can do while standing, like when you're waiting for the kettle to boil. This next movement is called the mini squat, and it's a gentle way to build strength without overdoing it. Stand behind a chair or near a counter, so you've got something to hold onto if you need a little balance. Keep your feet about shoulder width apart, and imagine you're about to sit down in a chair, but you're not going all the way down. Bend your knees just a little, lowering yourself a few inches, then push back up to standing. It's a small motion, but it works wonders. Try doing 8 or 10 of these, and if it feels comfortable, go for a second round. This one's all about waking up those leg muscles and keeping your knees stable. I remember my neighbor, Tom, who's in his late 60s, telling me he started doing mini squats while brushing his teeth in the morning. He said it took a couple of weeks, but he noticed he wasn't wincing anymore when he climbed the stairs to his porch. It's amazing how something so simple can add up over time. And if your knees feel a bit creaky at first, don't worry, just go slow and listen to your body. You're not training for a marathon here, you're just giving your joints some love. So, we've got the seated leg lift to strengthen things up while you're sitting, and the mini squat to keep you steady on your feet. Both are easy to slip into your day, and they're already setting the stage for healthier knees. But what about flexibility? That's where our next movement comes in, and it's one you can do almost anywhere. Let's talk about the standing knee bend. It's a gentle stretch that keeps your joints moving smoothly, and I'll walk you through it next. Alright, so you've got the seated leg lift and the mini squat under your belt, 2 simple ways to build strength around your knees without much fuss. Now, let's talk about keeping those joints flexible, because strength is only half the story. As we get older, our knees can start to feel a little tight, like they're not as willing to bend and move the way they used to. That's why this next movement, the standing knee bend, is such a game changer. It's all about keeping things loose and limber, and you can do it wherever you've got a little space to stand. Picture yourself standing in your kitchen, maybe waiting for the toast to pop up. Grab onto the counter or the back of a sturdy chair for balance. This isn't about testing your acrobatics, it's about feeling good. Stand tall with your feet about hip-width apart, then slowly lift one foot off the ground behind you, bending your knee so your heel moves toward your backside. You don't have to force it or try to touch your heel to anything, just go as far as feels comfortable. Hold it there for a second or two, then lower your foot back down. Do this 10 times on one leg, then switch to the other. If you're up for it, give it another round on each side. This little stretch does wonders for loosening up the joint and the muscles around it. It's like oiling a hinge that's gotten a bit rusty, it helps everything move more smoothly. My sister-in-law, who just turned 70, started doing this while chatting on the phone, and she told me it's made a difference when she's bending down to pick up her little dog's toys. She used to feel that stiffness holding her back, but now it's like her knees are saying, "Okay, we're ready to go." The trick is to keep it gentle, don't push too hard, just let your body ease into it. Now that we've got flexibility in the mix, let's add something that ties strength and balance together. This next one's called the step up, and it's perfect for mimicking those everyday movements, like stepping up onto a curb or climbing a couple of stairs. All you need is a low step, like the bottom one on your staircase, or even a sturdy box or thick book if you've got one handy. Stand facing the step, hold onto a railing or wall if you like, and step up with one foot, bringing the other to join it so you're standing tall on the step. Then step back down, one foot at a time. Try this 8 or 10 times, switching which foot you lead with halfway through. What I love about this is how practical it is. It's not just about your knees, it's about building confidence in how you move through your day. I knew someone who practiced this in her garage, stepping onto a little platform while listening to her favorite oldie station. After a few weeks, she said getting in and out of her car felt less like a chore. It's those small wins that add up, making you feel stronger and more in control. And if you're thinking, my knees might not like this, just start slow, maybe even practice the motion without a step at first, lifting your foot like you're stepping up, then setting it back down. So, we've covered 3 movements now, the seated leg lift for strength, the mini squat for stability, and the standing knee bend for flexibility, and this step up is bringing it all together with a little boost of balance. Each one's easy to weave into your routine, whether you're sitting, standing, or moving around the house. But there's one more movement I want to share that's all about keeping your knees happy in the long run, and it's something you can do while you're winding down for the day. Let's dive into that next. So, we've been building a little toolbox of movements together, starting with the seated leg lift to strengthen those muscles around your knees, the mini squat to keep you steady, the standing knee bend to loosen things up, and the step up to tie strength and balance into your everyday life. Each one's like a small gift you can give your knees, and they don't ask for much time or effort. But now, let's wrap it up with one final movement that's perfect for winding down, relaxing, and keeping those joints feeling good over the long haul. It's called the seated knee stretch, and it's as gentle as it sounds. Imagine you're settling in for the evening, maybe you're about to read a good book or catch up on a show you love. Sit in a comfy chair, feet flat on the floor, just like we did with the leg lift. This time, though, slide forward a bit so you're near the edge of the seat. Keep one foot planted, and slowly stretch the other leg out in front of you, letting your heel rest on the ground while your toes point up. You'll feel a nice, easy stretch along the back of your leg and into your knee. Hold it there for about 10 or 15 seconds, just long enough to take a few deep breaths, then switch legs. Do this a couple of times on each side, and you're done. This one's all about giving your knees a chance to relax and recover. It stretches out the hamstrings and calves, which can get tight from sitting or standing too long, and that tightness can tug on your knees in ways you don't always notice. My uncle, who's 72, started doing this after dinner while chatting with his wife about their day. He says it's like hitting a reset button, his knees feel less stiff when he gets up to head to bed. And if 15 seconds feels too long, start with 5 or 10. The key is to let it feel good, not forced. Now, think about how these 5 movements fit together. You've got the seated leg lift and mini squat building strength, the standing knee bend and seated knee stretch keeping things flexible, and the step up boosting your balance. They're simple, right? Nothing here requires a gym membership or hours of your time. You can do them while you're brewing coffee, waiting for the mail, or unwinding at night. And the best part is how they add up, little by little. They help your knees stay strong and ready for whatever you want to do, whether it's a stroll through the park or just keeping up with the grandkids. I've seen it work wonders for folks just like you. These small steps can turn into big changes, less creaking when you stand, more ease when you move. You don't have to do them all at once, either. Maybe try the leg lift one day, the mini squat the next, and see how it feels. Your knees will let you know what they like. And if you've got a story about how your knees are doing, or maybe a trick you found that helps, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I bet others would too. If you found this helpful, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who might need a boost like this. And if you want more tips to keep feeling your best, hit that subscribe button. We're all about making life a little easier and a lot more enjoyable, no matter how many candles are on the cake. Here's to moving well, living well, and enjoying every day. Cheers to you and those amazing knees of yours.